What's up, YouTube? Thrift Hunter here. We're going to do a quick segment on pearls today. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, so I'm just going to talk about pearls, and we're going to go through top to bottom of why 99.9% of all of the world's pearls are basically, on a relative basis, are worthless as far as a jewelry dealer or a jewelry wholesaler is concerned. We've got up here just our basic GIA information on pearls, which should be pretty basic concept for most people here. You guys should know the basic GIA characteristics of any gemstone that you're buying, just so you have an idea of why it has a certain value and why pearls in general are not very valuable. We'll just go through the basics on this first page here, which doesn't really help you very much, because you're going to find out later that most of this doesn't really matter that much. But we're going to talk about size. So there are different sizes of pearls. Of course, the larger is more valuable and more rare. So on a pearl, basically the size that you're looking for is above probably 8 millimeters. So anything below 8 millimeters in size is going to have a very minimal value, very, very common in the 5 to 6 millimeter range. So you can see here some, these are some medium-sized pearls, probably in the 8 to 9 millimeter range, which is fairly common. So of course, once you start getting into the 15, 16 plus millimeter sizes is when you start to see some value, which right there on its own, just the size, is going to cut off probably about 90 something percent of pearls. So they're not going to have much value. All right. So one factor is going to be size. Shape, of course, round is the most desirable. So completely round, perfectly round pearls is the most desirable that you're going to want to see. So there's another thing that it's going to cut out about 90% of pearls, because these occur, of course, naturally, cultured pearls with help from humans, but for the most part, the shape is just most of the time not going to be perfectly round. So we're going to cut out 90% from size, 90% from shape, and then color. So color is just what variations of color are in the pearl, like kind of what flashes they have, and then also the base tone of the pearl. So you do have a couple of different factors with color there. Some of the most populars are probably going to be pink and red and blue and that sort of thing. And that's within a white pearl as well. You will see flashes of certain color, which is very hard to photograph and really understand unless you see the pearl in person, about how the sheen reacts. So again, color, maybe not as important of a factor. Yeah, these are cultured pearls with a variety of colors. So then we get on to luster, which is just going to be how shiny the pearl is, of course. Very high luster is what you're looking for, and it's usually judged on reflections. And it's pretty easy to do. If you shine a light down on a pearl, the ones that don't have a lot of luster will be very, very muted, whereas the ones with high luster basically reflect like a mirror. What is the best way to clean real pearls? So the best way to clean real pearls is just with very diluted soap water and warm, lukewarm water with soap. Very, very, very diluted, and then generally just lightly cleaned. There is no way to really like dip or do some kind of crazy cleaning to a pearl, because most of the time that will damage the pearl. Pearls are similar to like an opal or a turquoise or something, where it's a porous stone. So if you take away a lot of that surface moisture, it will dull your pearls. So you really don't want to be cleaning them too often. The only time you really want to clean a pearl is when it's really dirty, it's got smoke damage or something like that, is one of the only reasons. Because as jewelry, pearl experts or whatever, pearl experts, if that's the thing, will tell you that it's actually better to wear the pearls because the oils from your skin actually help moisturize the pearl and keep the luster on it. And they also say don't wear perfumes with it because the perfumes will soak into the pearls as well, because again, it is a porous material and that can cause some damage. Surface quality. So surface quality is probably a really big thing. This is where you get your grittiness from pearls, is your surface quality. And these just look like little pock marks or like little divots or something like that. So you generally want a very, very clean surface quality. And this is where you get into the people who do the rubbing the pearls on your teeth thing, which, if you've been dealing in jewelry for any length of time, really, you should know that that's not a thing. That's not a real thing to test pearls of any kind. It's actually just disgusting. Don't put pearls in your mouth. There's really no need to. That's just, I don't know, some quip fact that they like to use on TV or something. There's no reason that that's going to do anything to the value, because like we're going to say in this video again and again, is that over 99% of these pearls have little to no value. So nacre quality, this is going to be probably the most important, I would say, is the quality of the nacre, which is basically the actual pearl material. So we have, let's see, I have a little picture up over here. This is what they're talking about with the nacre coating of a pearl. So here's your typical cultured pearl, where it's got a non-pearl body. It has a thin coat of nacre and then a thicker coat of nacre, which is either grown or applied to the pearl, which could be spray painted on, or it could be where they surgically insert this bead into the oyster, and this is what it grows the pearl around. So obviously the less coating here, the less time it takes to grow out. So you will see cultured pearls with smaller centers that have a thicker coat of nacre. Basically, this affects the longevity of the pearl and how long it's going to last, and before it wears through to the typically plastic on the inside here. Whereas a natural pearl is pearl all the way from the center out, like an onion here. And this you can wear down and wear down and wear down and wear down, and it's never going to not look like a nice natural lustrous pearl. Let's see. Have you encountered Swarovski gemstone colored pearls in costume jewelry? They do have some lovely pieces, of course. So when I say that these pearls have basically no value, we're talking about the pearl itself. The actual pearl, not the piece. So I always talk about how the piece is a lot more important than the materials. A piece can be certainly expensive because of the way it looks overall, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And then we'll get to matching. So matching is another thing that is going to greatly diminish the value of a set of pearls, is how well it is matched. So when we're talking about matching, we are talking about the size, we're talking about the surface quality, we're talking about the luster, and we're talking about the color, all having to be perfectly matched. So typically they're not perfectly matched. There's going to be some kind of color variation, some kind of size variation, some kind of, a certain pearl is going to have a defect, so we're not going to get a perfectly uniform pearl. So now think about combining all of these things, and we're just strictly talking basically cultured pearls here at the moment, which is a vast majority of all pearls in the world are cultured pearls, which means they are grown, they are not naturally occurring, and for the most part, as far as I'm aware, that most natural pearl farming is illegal, except for certain companies or certain areas that are allowed to do it. But for the most part, cultured pearls are what you're going to get in modern day. So think about combining a large size, right, a good shape, a good color, a good luster, a good surface quality, and it's matched across 100 pearls in a strand, something like that. So this is why we're getting into that 99.9% to where you start seeing some actual value in the pearls. So we'll go to this eBay page here where I've just searched in loose pearls, right? So if we just wanted to buy some loose pearls, so here we go with some cultured pearls, 5 strands, 7 to 8 millimeter, $20. Here's a couple of saltwater pearls, which saltwater pearls are more expensive, but it's not really a very big difference in quality, and it just takes longer to make. They're a little bit more rare. So yes, saltwater pearls do have a little bit more value, but on a relative basis, still very, very cheap compared to a natural pearl. Here's some loose pearls, estate lot. This is probably all removed from jewelry. $63 for all these pearls. And you can just keep going down. $20, $6. Here's another estate lot of loose pearls, $12. Right? We're talking about a few cents per pearl. Even large pearls. These are mostly out of round, Baroque pearls, freshwater pearls, different colors of these Tahitian pearls, which if you guys know these Tahitian pearls, these are mostly coated with like a metal agent that is colored like this. I don't know how to explain it, but it's sprayed on. It's not like actually a naturally occurring Tahitian pearl, these kind of things. More loose pearls, and I personally have bags and bags and bags of this kind of stuff where I've removed it from gold jewelry and I scrapped the gold. $15, $8, you know, there's no value, and this is 99.9% of what you're going to find out there. So you're going to have all kinds of people try to sell you pearls and charge you a lot of money for pearls, and so just think about it, right? So if you have a whole strand of pearls and it costs you a total of $2, and you can package that and mark it up and sell it for $300, $400, think about the profit margin in that. At a Macy's or a Kohl's or something, when they're selling their cultured pearls, think about the crazy amount of markup. So pearls are one of those things that people overpay for, probably more than any other piece of jewelry out there, because the value is so low, but the markup is so high, because there's this old tradition of pearls that you know, grandma's pearls, right? I hear this all the time. Almost every day I hear someone say, my grandma had a set of pearls that were the greatest pearls ever, right? And they're 100-year-old pearls, whatever. And I have to be the one who generally has to tell them that it is basically worthless. And it's kind of hard to tell people a lot of the times that their stuff doesn't really have a lot of value, especially when they've held on to it for so long, and they think it's something so special. And you know, I have to break it to them that there's just really not a lot of value in what they have. A great video. Thanks. We're just getting started. I'm just going to do a little segment. Hopefully we'll do some more segments on other gemstones. I'm going to try and talk about opals and sapphires and rubies and kind of explain to you guys more about those, which is going to be kind of similar. It's all about the rarity and the quality, right? So we're talking about all the pearls in the world, then we're talking about size, then we're talking about color, then we're talking about, you know, surface quality, then we're talking about matching, and then we're getting down to these little things. And this is just for cultured pearls, which in general are not as expensive as a natural pearl, which we will talk about afterwards. So before we get to that, let's just go through a couple of pearl necklaces here on eBay. This is just sold listings of whatever's recent. And this is with 14 karat gold. So you can even see a strand of pearls here selling for about $56. Here's a strand selling for $20. Here's Honora Pearls, which again, this is a company that sells very, very, very cheap pearls, but gives a nice, you know, nice matching, decent color, decent size. Like, it's probably, you know, at least it has some kind of a quality standard to it. It has nice packaging, nice branding, but still only $90. and this is like as a brand new piece, right? Here's $800 pearls that went for $96. So clearly not $800 pearls, and I would still say that this is too expensive. $49, $61, $41. All of these different pearl necklaces, and here's one with a nice clasp, and it's a multi-strand pearl necklace, so we can look at this. And I always tell people, a lot of the times 99% of the value of a set of pearls is going to be in the clasp, because that gives the piece, the entire piece, a statement, something different about it. So without this clasp, this whole set of pearls is probably worth $30. Whereas now we're getting up to $325 because it's got probably $150 worth of gold, some nice rubies, and it creates a nice contrast between the white of the pearls and then the gold and the reddish pink in the clasp, which gives a look, right? Which is different than the actual value of the pearls here. So I always tell people that with pearls, a lot of the times the setting means a lot more to the overall look than the actual pearls themselves. So you really don't have to look at the quality of the pearls very much. You're not going to eye these and see if they have some value, right? Because you can see almost all of these pearl necklaces are less than $100, right? Unless you get something with some gold, with some coral, with a nice setting, a nice look to it. Now you're buying it as the piece. Again, the materials don't really matter, whereas the look of the piece, the branding, the packaging, does mean a lot more than the actual value of the pearls themselves. And you can just go on and on and on with these and see that there is almost no value to any of these pearls. Any of them. All the pearls are very, very, very cheap in price and relatively low in value. And some of these I would even say go for more than what they should, because whatever, they're the right size, they're the right length, someone wants them, they market it well, whatever. So, a few $100s for some of them. And then you get into Mikimoto, which we will talk about Mikimoto because they are a little bit different of a category all their own. But we'll just scroll through a few more of these. I talk about rice pearls. So rice pearls are these little Baroque pearls that are, in my opinion, like some of the lowest quality pearls you can buy. Whereas it has two gold clasps, so there's like $30 worth of gold in these two clasps. That's where a majority of your value is coming from. Again, you just keep scrolling and there is nothing expensive, right? We've got some very, very large Baroque pearls going for $150. So this is mostly going off of size and color here, where the larger sizes are definitely going to hold some value. But it just frustrates me sometimes when I, like I said, people all the time contact me. Oh, I've got this set of pearls. Oh, I'll let them go for cheap or whatever. And I just tell them that I'm not even interested in buying the pearls because there's just really not a lot of value to them. And people ask me all the time, what do you do with the pearls, or what do you do? I take the gold. I take the gold every day of the week. I cut the clasp off, scrap the gold, and I don't worry about the pearls, really. I'll put them all in a bag and sell them as a loose pearl lot like this and get my $63 out of the loose pearls and be happy with that. That's just the easiest way to handle them. So a lot of the times I'm just looking at the clasp, the setting, and I actually do make a lot of good deals on pearl jewelry because people know to discount them because the pearls weigh so much. So when you have a gold piece, I like to buy pearl like brooches, pins, things like that with big chunks of gold, big pearl rings with lots of gold, and then discount the pearls more than how much they're actually going to weigh. So a lot of times people will over discount for the pearls when there's actually quite a decent amount of gold. So we're talking like a 30 gram, 25 gram piece with lots of pearls in it. Is something I like to look at because you can sometimes get them a lot cheaper than you normally would. Some big pearl earrings, especially in 18 karat gold, is preferable. Like we can look at a 14 karat pearl brooch, and we can see where some value starts coming in here with a lot of the gold. And you can see that a lot of these I will just take the pearls out of and scrap the gold. And sometimes you can get very good deals because people will discount these because they know that the pearls have a lot of weight, but sometimes they'll overcompensate for how much weight those are. Stuff like this that's 15.9 grams might seem like it has a lot of weight in stones, but when you actually take it apart, there might not be as many as you would think, as much weight as you would think. Stuff like this, that has quite a bit of gold. This is what I look for generally when I'm buying is big, heavy gold and pearl pieces. Back to, here's like a wholesale pearl website where you can buy for, jewelry making, jewelry supplies, bulk pearls. And you can see the values on these. And there's this part too where people sell the actual oysters. You can buy the whole oysters and open them and see what you've got. And it's kind of gimmicky, I guess, a little bit, but you could find some larger, and sometimes you'll get twins, they call it, and there's quite a few companies that do this kind of thing, and it's just more of an emotional, like, kind of hunting, gambling kind of feeling to it, where there's quite a few people. I know, actually, there's a few on YouTube that will do these, and they open them for you live, and then they'll make a piece of jewelry for you with, your specific pearl, and, that's pretty cool. It is a little, kind of, I don't know, messy or whatever to do this, but it is kind of cool. Like, I know they do this at Disneyland or Downtown Disney or whatever. I've seen this done before, where you can actually pick out your oyster and have them open it, and then they'll set it in a piece of jewelry for you right there on the spot, which is pretty cool, right? I mean, that's pretty cool, but again, still not very expensive. Here's some saltwater pearls. So saltwater pearls are a little bit different, not very different. Same thing, right? Freshwater is just lakes, saltwater is the ocean, right? So they're still doing the same process, still surgically implanting, still growing these out in the ocean. The thing is with these saltwater pearls is the species that they use that lives in this type of environment generally creates a better quality pearl, a larger pearl, better luster, that sort of thing. So you can see some saltwater pearls that do have some value. So, and this is sorted by the highest price on eBay, and you can see that the price quickly starts dropping, right? I mean, it quickly starts going down. We're already at $500, and we've only gone through, maybe 10 listings here, because even saltwater pearls, which we're talking maybe top of the range for cultured pearls, these saltwater pearls are top of the range. We're still only getting to $500, which, okay, maybe is expensive to a lot of people, but when you're talking about diamonds or rubies or sapphires or something like that, and we're talking $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for pearls as a semi-precious gemstone or whatever, is quite low in the value comparatively. $500 for the best quality pearls you can buy is pretty cheap. And so, just one second, let me take a drink here. So here you can see even the best, very best quality, matched, colored, luster, 18 karat clasp, 14 karat clasp, these nice pearls, $400, $500. So, and these, as far as for my business and garage sales and estate sales and buying on eBay, these are incredibly hard to find. A really, really genuine, nice set of pearls. And again, a lot of the things that you're going to be looking for anyway when you're out in the field is going to be the clasp and the setting and the maker's mark and that sort of thing, where you're not really going to be judging by looking at the pearl. As far as for like an amateur or something, or someone just out in the field, the overall, the pearl just doesn't have a lot of value. You're looking at the overall thing. But these being perfectly round, perfectly matched, perfect quality and everything is about $500 resale, so we're still not up to a very high value, right? Then we're going to get into some Tahitian pearls. So let me just check what about black pearls, Tahitian pearls? All right, so we're going to do Tahitian pearls now. So Tahitian pearls are saltwater pearls grown in a certain area. And so what makes Tahitian pearls in particular a little bit different, a little bit more special, and still not very valuable, even though you can see some prices here, but you can see these are best offer prices, so these were not the prices paid. Tahitian pearls, again, they grow in a specific area, and they're mostly known for their color. So these are saltwater, right? Gray, gold, and blue or greenish pearls. So they're what they're known for is their color, right? Because most saltwater pearls are white. That's just what the majority of them are, some variation or tone of white or peach or whatever, right? Tahitian pearls are colored. So that's one of the things. The other thing is Tahitian pearls are exceptionally large. And the larger the pearls are, the more valuable they are. So these are 11 to 12 millimeter. You can see Tahitian pearls in the 13 millimeter, the 16 millimeter, 15 millimeter, large size pearls. And then not only do you need the large size, you need the good color, you need the surface quality, you need the matching as well of the same color. So if you figure of your whole lot of Tahitian pearls that you made, and by the way, these take about, I believe, 2 years to 2.5 years per pearl to, for the oyster to make it. So you've got that too. It takes a long time. They're more rare because it only grows a certain area. Okay. Then you're going to get a variety of colors, and now you got to match all the colors, right? And so there's gray, which is probably the most common, and then you've got some like champagne colored. But look at how quickly the price is going to drop on these as well. We're down to $1,200, $1,100, and you'll start seeing a lot of Mikimoto, which I'll talk about Mikimoto in particular in just a minute here. But look, we're already dropping in value. Our pearl prices are already going down, except for our Mikimotos. But here you go. A nice, 5 times a, 12 to 13 millimeter. We're still at only $700. And something like this, these kind of Tahitian pearls are, in jewelry stores, are going to be insanely expensive, right? So it's a little bit different. Whereas a strand of pearls like this in a retail shop might retail at $5,000, $6,000. Then you also get into, with these Tahitian pearls, very long strands. So you also have to think of the length, right? The number of pearls in there. A strand of pearls can have 200 pearls in it. So if we have 200 Tahitian pearls that are of large size, that are of good color, that are matched, that are, done with a nice clasp, okay, we start getting into some value. But this is the, this is where we're into this 0.1% of pearls, right? Once we really start getting into some value, we're down to 0.1% already. So all the other pearls are the majority of what you'll find. These Tahitian pearls are really, really top quality, large, like some of the best you can buy, even better than a white saltwater pearl. And we're still only at $1,000. And yeah, okay, maybe you can get up to, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500. Okay. Still, relative to other gemstones, this is nothing, right? To a diamond, compared to a diamond, $2,000 is less than a carat, whereas you're getting 700 carats of pearls here. So yeah, this is Tahitian pearls, and most of these that we're seeing here are gray. And here's some multicolor. These are probably dyed or artificially colored. And there's really not too many. These get harder and harder to find. Okay, but Mikomoto. So we can look at Mikomoto pearls. And why is Mikomoto a little bit different? Well, it's mostly their quality standard and their branding, and just that every single pearl that they put on a piece of jewelry is of good quality. There is pretty much no other company other than maybe Tiffany, right? But how many people have heard of Tiffany? Everyone, okay? Mikomoto, not a very well known, but not as well known, right? But the thing is with them is their quality standards are always very, very good. So we're talking matched, we're talking good quality, good luster, literally the best luster you can find. So what Mikomoto does is takes all the cultured pearls in the world and basically classifies them down into only the very best, right? And they provide a lot of guarantees, good packaging, and still, even being the best brand, are not very, very expensive. I mean, $500, okay, is great, and some of these are very old and have a little bit of the certain class. Mikomoto is known for making some of the most interesting different pearl clasp. They own the patents and the designs to almost all of the best type of clasps. The actual closures for pearl necklaces. So you combine those two things of very, very nice, pretty pearls with pretty clasps and good packaging and all that kind of thing. You do get some value, but look at the prices. I mean, we're still not very expensive, but I would say Mikomoto definitely stands out on its own because you can look for the maker's mark and know no matter what that you're going to have at least a $300 value, $250 to $300 minimum value for a pearl strand, even though, if I'm being honest, the value of these actual pearls is not really any higher than some of the other ones we looked at. As far as the quality of the pearls, like to buy them, it might be $100 worth of actual pearls here, and then the other part is probably just branding and that sort of thing, and the overall appearance. It's also hand strung and whatever, so you can get into that. But we'll look at some of the very best cultured pearls on the market are golden South Sea pearls. Obviously, gold is a color that people like. It's very shiny. When you get the right luster, the right roundness and quality, golden South Sea pearls are going to be the highest end pearls you can buy. And of course, these are retail prices, so you can get these wholesale for less. I would say something like this would maybe be around $2,500 to $3,000 at a wholesale level, maybe less, depending on who you're dealing with. But you can see the sizes, right? 12 to 15 millimeter, best color, best quality. These you would almost certainly want to have certified. You're going to want to know the exact level of nacre. You're going to want to make sure these are saltwater, that they're naturally created. And these are also faked a lot because they are the most valuable pearls. So that's something to look out for too, as you will see a lot of golden pearls that could be freshwater, that could be sprayed, that can be artificially created. So with these, you're going to want to get some sort of certification. You can see, 14 to 16 millimeter. Originally $100,000. They're asking $35,000, which I would never. I think something like this, maybe on the highest end, on the largest sizes at auction, this might go for around $6,000 to $8,000 is probably what you're looking at. So $6,000 to $8,000, even on the absolute best stuff, is still not an incredible amount of money for a gemstone. And that's what we're talking about here. And this is certainly in the 0.1%. All right. All right. So for the last thing, let me just check the comments right here real quick. I know I've gotten real pearls with 14K class. How are we supposed to know what kind of pearls they are? They all look the same. Yeah, they are the same. That's why, because they're all just cultured pearls of varying quality, right? They're all cultured pearls, all of them, except for the natural pearls, right? Which we're going to talk about here in a minute. I've had pearls x-rayed in the past, and the only way to know if you have to, it's the only way. Yeah, you have to have them x-rayed. That's where you've got to see this kind of thing, right? This you need to make sure it's all the real deal, pearls. Let's see. We'll go back to our gold and South Sea. Our junk lots with gold worth paying or bidding on. It's probably going to be a different video, but they can be, depending on what you're getting. Let's see. Let's hit the thumbs up on the bottom. Yeah, thumbs up my videos. Subscribe to my channel. We're going to do some more of these. This is just a quick little thing that I've had on my mind for a while, so I just wanted to get it out there. What about black pearls on 18K earrings? Yeah, so again, that gets back to maybe something like this, where it's got both a material value. So if you're talking about black Tahitian pearl jewelry, we can look at 18K Tahitian pearl. Spell that right. Let's just look at like a pendant. If I can type. Sorry, it lags for me when I'm streaming. So you're talking about this kind of thing, but in earrings, right? So you can see that these go for a lot of value. This is all about the piece, the materials, the quality of the pearl, right? So we've got a good quality pearl. We've got a nice setting, 18 karat, usually with diamonds, right? So like I said before, the piece, we can get more value out of the overall design of the piece. The overall design of the piece for any piece of jewelry is the most important thing to determine value. It's how it looks. I'll just say that over and over and over again. So yes, you can get more value, but it's not the value of the actual pearl itself, the material, that is super valuable. But I'm assuming you're talking about something like this, which, yeah, these can go for crazy money, especially in a retail situation. Again, retail markup on pearls is absolutely insane. Some of the most, I don't know, you can get into 1,000% markup on pearls for sure. Okay, so now we're going to do our very last segment here, which is natural pearls. And we're going to look at some of the most expensive, 10 most expensive set of pearls in the world. So these are 100% natural pearls, right? So how does a natural pearl form? A natural pearl forms by chance, essentially. An irritant, right? We know that most people know the story, right? An irritant, a piece of sand, a rock, a shell, whatever, something gets into the oyster's mouth while it's filter feeding, because this is what oysters do, right? They filter feed, they pull in algae and stuff out of the water. Something gets stuck, they get cut or something, the tide, something happens, and something gets into the membrane of the pearl. It goes, ew, I don't like this thing. I don't want it, in the membrane or whatever. So I'm gonna coat it. I'm gonna protect it. I'm gonna get it out of here. I'm gonna get this thing away from the rest of the oyster, the insides of the oyster. And so what it does is it forms around it, right? Layer and layer after layer after layer. It keeps forming around it because it doesn't like this thing, and it wants to wrap it, right, in this nacre to protect the rest of the pearls, the organ or whatever, from the irritant. So look at, you guys can see the price here, $1.4 million. Is that justified, and why? And I'm going to say yes, it is justified. And why is it justified? Is because you have the stars aligning. I mean, this is like discovering a new planet or something to be able to find a piece like this. Okay, this is winning the lottery. We're talking like 1 in a 300 million sets of pearls or something like that is going to be one of these natural strands of pearls. Because, first of all, these are probably before 1930, 1940, I believe is when they really stopped collecting in large amounts natural pearls. So, first of all, they're like 100 years old, right? Then we've got this irritant that comes into the pearl, and it's got to form the pearl, and then so we're getting into our same GIA certified things, right? Our color, our size, our thing. So all the things that are true about cultured pearls are also going to be true about these natural pearls. So we're going to take natural pearls, which are, less than 0.1%. Now we're going to take 0.1% of that to get something that is of good quality, good luster, good shape, good surface quality, all of those things. Now we're going to take that and try and match them against 150 other pearls. Okay, so we're talking, like I said, like 1 in 300 million, something like that, to get something like this that is also the size of these pearls are not very large. Okay. So this could get more expensive, which is why we're at number 10, okay? These are not very large. These are small. This is probably 3-4 millimeter pearls here. It's a 3-strand, right? So we know it's a lot of pearls here. It's got a nice, whatever this is, emerald and diamond clasp, 180 pearls, 4.9 millimeter to 11 millimeters. 11 millimeters, not that big. It's big, and they're perfectly matched. 3 strands, pearl necklace, 1.4 million. This is basically, you're not finding another one, okay? And that's why it has this kind of value. This is museum quality, right? This is when someone says a real set of pearls, this is what I think of, okay? I hate when people say, oh, it's fake pearls or real pearls. These are, how many times have you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen this a million times on TV, on other YouTube channels. Oh, I've got this real set of pearls, okay? And when they're talking about this kind of stuff, right? That's what frustrates me a little bit when people talk about pearls. Is they say, oh, I've got a real set of pearls, and they've got this $5, $8 thing. I've got real pearls, and they scratch it against their teeth. I've got real pearls, and this is what they've got, right? Is this just what I would call fake pearls? They're not necessarily fake, but as far as like a value-wise or whatever, I don't consider these real pearls. They're not naturally occurring. It's not like an emerald that came out of the earth, a real pearl is something that came out of the earth from nature and was perfect, just the way it was found, okay? And here we've got another pearl necklace, $1.6 million. This is the Barbara Hutton Marie Antoinette pearl necklace. So we can see this is single strand, right? Whereas the last one was 3 strand, this is single strand. But we can see some large pearls, and we can also see a very fancy diamond clasp. I'm not sure if that looks like an opal to me. Let's see. So these pearls belong to Marie Antoinette and Louis the 16th. And after the French Revolution, this necklace was acquired by Barbara Hutton, or the day of her marriage, Russian prince. So this has some royal provenance. So 44 pearls, much different than our 180 pearls, right? And it ranges from 8.7 millimeters down here to 16.33 millimeters, okay? This single pearl by itself, natural single pearl by itself, would probably go for over $10,000, maybe $30,000, around $30,000, probably for this one pearl. if you had it by itself. GIA certified natural 16.3 millimeter pearl, which I would love to show you some like auction records of that, but I don't think I can find any. I don't know. I actually have looked before to find a single GIA certified natural pearl. I'm pretty sure almost all natural pearls are held in private collections of Tiffany and Cartier and you know, all these companies, Chanel, whatever. I couldn't find. I actually tried to buy a single natural GIA certified pearl, but I wasn't able to find any. So I'm sure you got to know people to find a natural pearl. But 16.33 millimeter naturally occurring perfect pearl is just a strand of those would be, you know, I mean, this is already priceless, right? I mean, it's already basically priceless. They're saying 1.6 million. I would say maybe that's low for today's standards. That may be low. All right, so $1.7 million here. This is a 5-strand necklace auctioned by Christie's. Sold for 1.7 million. 63 individual pearls. All right, what's so great about this one? Okay, so it's got let's see, 63 and 78, or 68 and 72. So this is I'm not gonna add that up, but almost 200 pearls. Let's see. Oh, 73. So more than that, 300 pearls. Okay, so that's why this is so expensive. Because it's like 300 natural pearls in one necklace, which you guys can imagine matching that kind of thing 300 times from nature is just insane. All right, let's look at the comments here. Mikimoto used to go for a lot. Yeah, Mikimoto is definitely taking a hit because there's a lot more on the market now. Let's see. Pearl market is down and has been for the past several years, but like everything, it will come back up. So when Famous just starts wearing them. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for these natural pearls, I would think are going to be your best investment. If something's going to go up in value, it'd be these. This is a fun one. So I've actually, there's like a video on this. The Pearl of Laozu, if that's how you say it, 3.5 million. Okay, I don't really need to talk about this that much. You can see why it's worth so much money is because it's, I don't know, what is it? 24, does it say how much it weighs? I don't know, a couple pounds or something. Pearls, 3.5 million. We don't really need to explain that, right? Huge pearl. All right, double strand pearls, $3.7 million. Okay, $1 million. 120 individual beads, 6.5 to 12.25 millimeters. So not the largest size, right? So I'm guessing it's just going to be okay. These pearls are remarkable for their pink and green hues. The extra touch of this necklace lies mainly in the 3-carat diamond clasp. Okay, so and signed by Cartier. Okay, so a couple of things. Probably the most sought after natural pearls is going to be a pink hued natural pearl. If you've ever seen them in person, like a natural or cultured pink hued pearl that has very nice color saturation, which I'm sure this picture is not doing any justice to the pink hue. It is very much like a pink diamond or a pink, like a ruby or something, but just sheened across the pearl. It's very, very, very beautiful to see the light shades of pink and green, of course, with the diamond and being made by Cartier. All perfectly matched, of course, perfectly round. This is where we're talking about the actual grading of the pearl and being the best. Literally the number 6 best quality pearls in the world. The big pink pearl, again, I won't get too much into the big ones. Obviously, it's because it's big and because it's pink and because it's diamond, and I'm sure it's made by someone famous. Yeah, 470 carats. Yeah. Okay, so, you know, this is a little more obvious, not your standard strand. And here you have your naturally occurring Tahitian pearls. I don't know if they call these Tahitian pearls exactly, but I'm assuming that's what they are. Just gray pearls. Okay, so now we're talking naturally occurring matched Tahitian type pearls of large size. Let's see what if they give the millimeter. 11.4 millimeter for the big one here and 6.8 at the bottom. Obviously another big diamond clasp. Let's see if it talks about the diamond at all. It just says a rectangular diamond, but I'm guessing that's like a, I don't know, 5 to 9 carat diamond, something like that. The Cowdray pearls, I'm not really very familiar with that, but $5.3 million. And the Baroda pearl necklace, this is a jewelry suite. Again, colored pearls, naturally occurring colored pearls of large size, 10 to 16 millimeter. Just absolutely, impossible, right? This is like just to find this is just, number 3 in the world, and number 2 in the world, the Peregrina pearl. This is. I am familiar with this. Yeah, it's got a very long history of queens and kings, and it's been passed down forever. Napoleon, dukes, and all this kind of thing. And it's got, I don't know, platinum and diamonds, and not really a lot to explain with this one. Large natural pearls. Yeah, we can see 11.8 million. I'm sure you couldn't buy it for 11.8 million. I'm sure if you were to try and buy it, it'd probably be more 50, 60 million. If it was ever for sale. Yeah, when was the last time it was sold? In 2011 is this price, so I'm sure it's much more than that now. And then this, which is just what is this? Just the largest. I don't know what this is. This is, I think, a jade stone. So I don't know why this is. What is this? Finally, the largest, most visible beauty of the ocean. Took 3 years to be molded. Composed of fluorite. Yeah, so I don't. This isn't even a pearl. So this website needs to remove this as number 1. Just put this as number 1. This is. I don't know what this is. Not a pearl. That's kind of a debate right there. On the number 1. Yeah, I would put this one at number 1 right here. Most expensive pearls in the world. Beautiful, but this is real stuff, right? And just to be clear, not all natural pearl necklaces are in this 1.4 million dollar category. You can find basically like maybe a small strand of 4 millimeter natural pearls, that someone's grandma's, and maybe they're worth $20,000 or $30,000. There are cheaper natural strand of pearls that are generally smaller. Like you can get into the Baroques and stuff. So there is, don't think of every single natural pearl as being like $1 million. It's not like that. There are some that are cheaper, but they are, generally more expensive. So we're going from plastic pearls to rice pearls to Baroque pearls, coin pearls, whatever shape you want to call them. And then we're getting into nice round freshwater pearls, and then we have nice round saltwater white pearls, and then we get into colored pearls, which are Tahitian pearls, South Sea pearls. You get into the gold ones, you get into large, and then you get into natural, where you go through the same categories again, whereas the natural ones. So the spectrum of pearls goes from complete, basically completely worthless to a few $1 million. But you have to understand that 99.9% of everything behind is of less than $100 in value, right? It's only in the 0.1% where we start getting upwards of 500, like we showed. 500,000, 2,500 is probably the best commercially available stuff that you can buy, and then you get into this natural pearl world, which is just its whole own thing. That's what you get for real deal pearls. Did you ever sell that jade pendant with a rope chain? Yeah, like a long time ago. I sold that. I've sold pretty much everything. I've sold almost everything I've sold recently. I've been selling like crazy. I haven't been buying that much. I'm more looking to buy right now than I am to sell. Sold both my Rolexes, sold all my watches. I sold pretty much all my gold, all my silver. I've sold everything. I guess with Christmas and everything, people have been spending their money buying stuff. So good time to sell right now. Not the best time to buy because there's no garage sales, no estate sales, no flea markets, no people aren't really out and about buying and dealing right now. So there's not a lot of new finds. I do have some stuff coming in. I don't know if I really have anything right now. I pretty much have sold all of it. So yeah, I really just need to buy more deals. But I just want to jump on and do this little segment on pearls, and then I will, in a few days or next week or something, I'll try and do a video on a different subject. So let me know in the comments below if you want to. Let me know what you want me to do a segment on next. We can do any other kind of gemstone. We can do gold. We can do silver. Whatever it is you want to know more about, just let me know. I can do opals, sapphires, diamonds, whatever. We'll try and get to all of them eventually. But yeah, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe. We're going to end the stream right now. I got to get back to work. I've got 4 or 5 packages that I need to wrap up and ship out. And then I'll be watching the jewelry listings for pretty much the rest of the day. It's Wednesday or something today, so it's a slow day. There's not going to be too much going on today. It's almost New Year's. I hope everybody has a great, happy, safe New Year's. If I'm not back on the stream before then, I may be back. We'll see. And when I do get in some good finds, I will show them to you guys. I'm going to order a second camera. I tried to do it on my phone to show jewelry finds, but it just really wasn't working that well. So I think I'm just going to buy a second webcam and have both my DSLR setup and a webcam. And we'll try and also set up some lighting for a secondary thing. It's just a whole thing. I don't stream that much, but I am trying to produce some better quality stuff than I have in the past. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one.